Welcome to Man Kitchen Recipes. I'm Kevin, and you know what? I don't always just do holiday cooks before holidays. So Easter's coming up next Sunday for when this video airs. And, you know, I see people make all kinds of Easter dinners, Easter this and that. And deviled eggs. I mean, deviled eggs are a favorite at Easter time. They get on the plate and they don't seem to last. So I thought, you know what? I should make some deviled eggs on the barbecue grill or on the pellet grill. Right? How am I going to do that? Well, we're going to use kind of like my meat eclairs, but we're going to make meat potato deviled eggs. Yep, check that out. Meat potato deviled eggs. My little tray, I didn't make enough to fill it up, so I filled it up with these plastic eggs. You could do that for the kids. You could put some special treats in here, put some chocolates, some money, whatever you want to put in there, and they don't have to hunt for them. But check out the meat and potato deviled eggs. Let me go inside. I don't know about you, but they look like deviled eggs to me. Let me go inside and show you how to do this. And, you know, you can make them your own and serve these along with regular deviled eggs. But at your holiday meals that you have deviled eggs. And I think everybody's going to enjoy them. So let me show you how I made these and we'll come back out and do a taste test. Okay, so yeah, I got these fun little Easter eggs, plastic Easter eggs, but you got to get the kind that open on lengthwise like that. Not the ones that open this way. So I'm going to get these washed up and we'll get going. Okay, for these don't necessarily have to be Easter, but for these deviled barbecue eggs, Easter deviled barbecue eggs, I'm going to put some salt, pepper, garlic. That's probably about I don't know, half a tablespoon. I am going to use one egg. This is optional, but you know, I mean, it is an Easter egg, deviled egg. You don't need the extra calcium in there. And you could do a taco seasoning. You could do whatever seasonings that you'd like. You could put some barbecue, your favorite rub in there, whatever flavor. I'm just going with your salt, pepper, garlic, and one egg. I thought about adding some breadcrumbs, and I think just the egg is going to be enough. It's going to help a little bit binding the ground beef. Let me get this mixed up. Okay, so I have my hamburger meat seasoned. I'm going to get my scale, and I'm going to weigh out 1.5 ounce meatballs. And I think I can get a dozen out of it. 1.4 is going to be good. All right, so I keep messing up, but that's okay. I have plenty to go. So 16 ounces, 1.5 meatball. That's if you have a 1 pound pack. If you buy a 1 pound of ground beef, if you buy a 1 pound pack, you're paying net weight, which you have to, means it includes the packaging, and you usually only end up with about 15 to 15.5 ounces, depending how it's packaged. So you can, however much meat you have, you can adjust it by 1.3, 1.4 inch ounce meatballs. And then you got to have your special plastic eggs, you know, the ones that go this way and not the ones that go, a lot of them now are the other way. So if you find the ones this way, these work perfect. I already did this, but I'm going to spray the inside with some olive oil. I'm going to put my hamburger meat in each one. These are held together by a little plastic thing, which is fine. Then I can do 2 at a time. I have 6 of them, so I'm going to have 1 dozen barbecue deviled eggs. And you just want to form them and leave the little cavity in there so that we're going to put mashed potatoes in there. Yeah, this is the idea came from when I made those meat eclairs, basically meat potato boats. And I thought, you know, I watched some other people do some deviled eggs for Easter. And I'm like, you know what? Why don't we just do those little deviled eggs with hamburger and mashed potatoes for those meat eaters, meat potato eaters. And, you know, if you're smoking a ham or something, you already got your grill hot. You're already warmed up. You might as well make a little special barbecue Easter treat. If you're it doesn't have to be for Easter either. It's just a barbecue treat that is not eggs. Somebody doesn't like eggs, then fine. So what I'm going to do now is once I get all these filled up, I'm going to throw these in the freezer, hoping that with the oil coating and the meat, that they'll pop right out. Probably, I'll check them at 15 minutes. They might have to go half hour. I'm not going to freeze them solid. But I also don't want them to, you know, while they're on the grill, I don't want them to open up and lose their shape. There they are. There's my dozen barbecue deviled egg. Not yet, but they will be. But my hamburger in the forms, and you might wonder why are you putting them in the freezer? Well, they don't come out. They don't come out. So I'm going to freeze them and see if, not freeze them solid, but I'm going to get them cold, and then that way I can push on them and get them out and not lose the form. Okay, I have gone. It's been 30 minutes, and they're not easily coming out. And I've got a spatula. This is the smallest one I have. I just thought about maybe I might have been able to dust these, or I don't know. I think this will work. Okay, kind of loosen up the edges with my spatula. If you have a smaller one, that's probably better. So it's coming out. Get that in there. Work it around. Oh yeah, that one came out a little easier. But see, they're like little eggs. And I'm going to set them up like little bowls at first. I might flip them over partway through the cook. Let me try the next one. Okay. All right, I think 30 minutes will work. You might get away with less, I don't know, or you might, if you put like a breadcrumb binder in there, that may help. I thought about sprinkling some flour in there, that may help. But these are going to look like they're going to stay up. So I'm going to go 250 degrees out on the pellet grill, and we're going to go 45 minutes on these. So let me get the rest of these out of here. All right, we got them all out. I'm just going to line them up. Being cold like this, they are holding their shape. I can just feel how they are. All right, there we go. 1 dozen barbecue deviled eggs. All right, 250 degrees. Put them on this rack. I'm going to put them right here. Hopefully they hold their shape. And we'll see in about 45 minutes. All right. Well, they shrunk up a bit. They definitely got full of a little grease. That's okay. I'm going to take these inside. We're going to fill them up. I'm going to bring them back out here for about 30 minutes after we get them full. I'm going to get that grease out of there and go from there. I dumped them out. I'm going to wipe them out with a paper towel. Just kind of clean them out a little bit. I was afraid they might flatten out a little bit, but that's okay. We'll roll with it. That one had a split. All right, so these are going to be my little eggs. So for my potatoes, I'm just going to use the loaded mashed. I'm going to add some, about a half a cup of shredded fresh cheddar cheese. And then to make it a little smoother, I'm going to add about maybe a tablespoon of olive oil. We're going to add my hot boiling water to this. 2 cups, just like the package says. And hopefully hot enough to help melt that cheese. Looks like it is. I'm thinking it'll make it cheesy and then also give it a little bit of a color. And then the olive oil will help it be a little smoother. All right, now if you saw my meat eclairs, my meat and potato boats, I'm going to add a little bit of Sweet Baby Ray's. Just a little bit of balsamic vinegar to thin it out. Maybe a teaspoon. Mix it up. That balsamic vinegar will give it a really nice flavor. Okay, and then I'm going to take each little egg and I'm going to coat it with this barbecue sauce all the way around on the tops. It's okay if it gets in the boat, just gives it more flavor. Okay, and then I'm going to set these back on my wire rack. All right, got all sauced all up. I put the potatoes in a quart-sized bag. I am going to cut the end off, not the end, but I cut the little point off the bag. And now I'm going to fill these up just like you would deviled eggs with the egg yolk, except this is mashed potatoes. Okay, we got these loaded up with the mashed potatoes. Barbecue deviled eggs right there. Now I'm going to set these back in the pellet grill for about 15 minutes. I want to help the barbecue sauce kind of get tacky, and then we'll show you the end result. All right, it has been 15 more minutes. How about that? I'm going to get these inside, and we'll see how they are. All right, so I've got my little beefy deviled eggs on the egg tray to make them more like. And you know, yeah, I want some green chili on mine, so I think I'll try to put some green chili on a few of these just for decoration. You can put green onions, you can put whatever you want. So I'm going to add a couple of green chilies on some of these just for show, to show you that you can. You could sprinkle some paprika on the top, just like you do with regular deviled eggs. Maybe if I can get it out of that shaker. I can even put some over here, the ones with the green chili. Let me get the rest of paprika going here so they look like deviled eggs. This one here is kind of down in there. All right, so what do you think of that? Yeah, kind of looks like deviled eggs, except they're made with meat. Meat potato deviled eggs. Maybe that's what I should call them. All right, and you know, I only had 6 of these plastic containers, so I'll just fill in these holes. This tray holds, what, 12, 13, 14, 15, plus you could put some here in the center. So let's just put these on the tray, and there you go. There's my meat potato deviled eggs for, you know, Easter or any holiday or whatever you want to make. But, you know, you're out on the grill anyway, so why not, right? Okay, let's go out and give these a taste. There they are again. What do you think? Those are meat potato deviled eggs. Those have some green chili on them. And I got to tell you, I think they look fantastic. I was hoping that the egg shape would have held a little better on those little meat patties, but it worked. You know, the mashed potatoes with the cheese in it give it a little bit of a yellowy color, like smashed egg yolks. But anyway, hey, enough of me rambling. Let's get a taste test of these. Of course, I'm going to try one with the green chilies on them. Okay, so there's my deviled egg made of meat on the pellet grill. If you're out on the grill anyway, making your holiday dinner, make some beef deviled eggs, beef and potato deviled eggs, and people can nibble on these. Or, you know, I mean, if you have a few of these, I'm pretty sure you're going to be full. Okay. This is about the third, maybe more, in a row, meat and potato dish that I've made, because they're fantastic. Meat and potatoes, make these look like deviled eggs. I think everybody's going to appreciate them. I think you'll enjoy making them. They're not that hard to make, so use your pellet grill and have a holiday treat. Instead of eggs, beef and potato. thanks for checking this out. I hope you have a happy Easter. I hope you serve some of these meat and potato deviled eggs, and yeah, and enjoy them. See you next week.